Hello, welcome back to Cracking the Cryptic. Now, first off, my cold is feeling a bit better, or whatever it was, which is good. Let's hope it continues to improve. Secondly, we have a grid packed with Birdlife today in a puzzle called Ornithological Adjacency. So I'm looking forward to giving that a go and working out what's going on this grid. No numbers, just birds. We very rarely say that on Cracking the Cryptic, but I'm looking forward to that. It's brilliant. Now, first of all, I'm going to quickly mention that on Patreon we have loads of content. We have crossword, gridogram, and connections videos. Every month we bring you a Sudoku hunt as a reward, and there is a reward for one person who gets drawn out of the hat when they've solved it correctly, and that is to do a collaboration video with Simon, like Beatrice last month. So do look out for those on the 1st of the month. There are competitions until the 20th. We've also got apps. They feature Domino Sudoku, which I think is relevant to today, and Classic Sudoku too, and the Worms, which are brilliant, by the way. So do entertain yourselves with some of that. We've got merch, and you can array yourself with our merchandise or carry water in your water bottles and pour it into your Cracking the Cryptic mug any day of the week. And we strongly recommend the merch. And it is getting delivered on time this time, which is great. Now, that is the advertising. What have we got for the puzzle? This is by Jay Rosas, who has featured a couple of times on the channel before, and I love it. So let's go through the rules of this bizarrely bird-fested puzzle. And they are as follows. Normal Sudoku rules apply. So we will be putting the numbers 1 to 9 in every row, column, and every 3x3 box. Across the white dot, the 2 digits are consecutive. Some orthogonally adjacent cells are separated by birds. Each bird indicates a specific ratio. All pairs of digits on the same kind of bird are in an equal ratio. Now, the example that Jay Rosas gives in the rules is 3 to 4 as a ratio. And then you could have 3, 4 on either side of a bird, or 6, 8. And that is the clue that we're not necessarily dealing only in integer ratios. We're dealing in fractions here. Not all possible birds are given. That's the first time that's ever been in the rules. Now, where is it? Simon did a puzzle with parakeets, but I don't think that said not all possible birds are given. Anyway, give it a try on that first link under the video. I'm going to start now. Let's get cracking. I like this. I mean, I know the grid looks a bit crowded, but hey, it's a fun idea, and fun is always of value. Right, we've got birds of a feather, they say, flock together. And we do have some clusters of owls particularly, parrots again, and ducks. Now, what I'm talking about is 3 cells all connected. In each of these cases, these 3 cells have to be different digits because they're in the same box or column. And therefore these are sequences of various kinds. Now, there are 2 of them in box 5, and I was thinking, first of all, ooh, that's difficult, because normally we look at 1, 2, 4, 8, and 3, 6 as the 2 families of numbers that can be joined by black dots when they're multiples of 2. And that's obviously true for multiples of 2. But you could have a multiple of 3, and you could have 1, 3, 9. So I was thinking one of these is 1, 3, 9, and the other is 2, 4, 8. But we've got to consider non-integer ratios as well. And I'm no mathematician, but I kind of feel that to get a non-integer ratio, you have to start with a square of a number that's not 1, or a cube of a number that's not 1. And I'm going to say that 4, 6 is a ratio of 1.5 between them. And then you could have 9, 4, 6, 9. And I'm thinking you have to start with a square that's not... Obviously, we've started with 1 in the instances of 1, 2, 4 and 1, 3, 9. But if you're not going to start with 1, surely you have to start with something that can be multiplied up by the same amount twice. And for some reason, I do think that involves an integer, and you have to start with a square. I might be wrong. I believe, I'm just going to use these cells as an aide-memoire, that 1, 2, 3 is a possible such sequence. Sorry, not 1, 2, 3. If I've said that before, I meant 1, 2, 4, where you double each time. 1, 3, 9, where you triple each time. Oh, and only the one other, 4, 6, 9. I think those are the 3. No, I've missed one, of course, because there's another double each time, and that's 2, 4, 8. Yes, normally on a black dot, a sequence of 3 is either 1, 2, 4 or 2, 4, 8. So I think these are the 4 sequences that are possible. And actually, this pair that has no shared digits could be what I thought at first, which is 1, 3, 9, 2, 4, 8. Oh, but it couldn't involve 4, 6, 9, because that doesn't share... That shares a digit with each of the other sets. 4, 6, 9 has a 4 as the foot in that camp and a 9 as the foot in that camp. Right. So I'm going to go back to what I was thinking, which is that these are 1, 3, 9 and 2, 4, 8 between them, in which the 3 and the 4 will be in the middle. And that means these other digits in the box are 5, 6 and 7. Now, that is fine. The peacock is... It's an unusual ratio. It's either 5 to 6, 5 to 7, or 6 to 7. But that doesn't stop it replicating in the puzzle. And maybe that's the thing to do, is to actually start copying the peacock ratio around. Because whatever you choose out of 5, 6, 5, 7, or 6, 7, there's not going to be another one. 7 can't divide by 6. Because 5 and 7 are primes, and they don't have any factors within the 1 to 9 set, there's no other instances of those numbers being divisible by something else. So there is no possibility of that varying. Every time the peacock appears, oh, there's another one down here, it's going to use digits from 5, 6, and 7, and the same pair each time. Now we should look at these owls and parrots over here. So I was going to say obviously the parrots are the same, but if the parrot set is, I've got this wrong, haven't I? The middle digit is 2 or 4, and the outer digits, no, wrong again. The middle digits are 2 and 3, and the outer digits are, one of these is 1, 2, 4, and the other is 3, 8, 9. Now, this could also be 2, 4, 8 if it was 1, 2, 4 here. So that could well be happening. And you've got the owls as well. Oh, there's an owl here on a 5, 6, or 7. Oh, well, that's... So it's this cell I'm in now that's very interesting, row 8, column 2, because that has a relation with this owl. Now, these possible owl, duck, and parrot ratios were 1 to 2, 1 to 3, and 2 to 3 in the case of 4, 6, 9. Yeah. So I think, actually that maybe explains better why I thought we had to begin with a square, because once you're using 2 to 3, you have to use some number that has used 2 twice to begin with. That's why. Anyway, never mind about that. Now, this ratio, therefore, has to... I don't think this digit can be 5 or 7. How could you have any of those ratios apply and give you an integer in this cell? The interesting thing about this puzzle is the cells have to contain integers. The ratios don't have to be integers at all. But I don't think this can be 5 or 7, and you can double, halve it, or multiply by 1.5 or divide by 1.5 and get anything here. So I think that digit is 6. And now I know there's always a 6 on the peacock. And this digit, well, it could be 3. We've got to be dividing it. We can't, oh no, we could multiply it up to 9 actually. Sorry. Yeah, so this could be 9 or 3 or 2 using any of these factors of 1 to 3, 1 to 2 or 2 to 3. 3 won't work here. 3 only appears on the sequence 139 in the 3-cell sequences, and that has to be in the middle. So we can forget 3. This is either a 2, and this is going 2, 4, 8, or this is a 9, and this is going 9, 3, 1. Now, we must be able to... Now we know that the owl ratio is either 3, so this is 139. 6 to 2 gives a 3 ratio. This would be 139, and that digit would be 8. Or it's the 1.5 ratio, 6 to 9, in which case this is 469. So this group of cells is either 469 or 139. And I don't know which it is. Oh, we've got this dove ratio here. I'm just going to switch birds and think about the dove for a second. That dove ratio is versus a 5 or a 7. Now that can't replicate... I think we said earlier that on the peacock that the 5 and 7 can't replicate with anything. They can't be mimicked by any other pair. So every time the dove appears, this 5 or 7 digit is on it. No, this 5 or 7 digit, and it also is on the peacock there. So this 5 or 7 digit, right, let's get rid of the colour I just did. We don't need that. Let's do some other colouring. We'll call this one green. And it is a digit that always appears on the peacock and always appears on the dove. And we might be able to colour it in the grid. It always appears on the peacock because the peacock is 6 versus this digit. It always appears on the dove because whatever digit this is, this ratio must always be the dove ratio because 5 and 7 don't have any factors or multiples. I hope my maths is right. I hope my articulation of my maths is clear enough if you didn't get that before. But probably you did. Anyway, every peacock must have one of these green cells and every dove. So here it's at the overlap of peacock and dove. Here it's not this cell, it's there. Here it's one of those two. And here it's this one. And this is the 5 or 7 cell, not the 6 cell. So this is the 6 cell. This is the 5 or 7 cell. And this is the 6 cell. And the other digit on the other side of the dove is pink now. And this cell has pink and green on it. This dove has pink and green on it. And we know the order now. And now we know that the dodo has a 5 or 7 on it. And the dodo will always need 5 or 7 on it for exactly the same reasons. So one of these is green. And now this one isn't green. And this one is green and is 5 or 7. And that means this digit is 6. And how are we doing on 6s? We get another 6 there. We get one in one of these cells. And how are we doing on pink? We might get one on the duck here. Well, one of those two is pink. I mean, maybe colouring is a mad approach. No, look, this perfect approach, where does 6 go in this box now? Look at those 2 6s. They're ruling out all of those cells. And given the pencil marking, this digit is 6. And now we know that the owls are using the 6. They are going 4, 6, 9. So to wit to woo turns out to be a 2 to 3 ratio. And this digit is a 9. Can't be 6, 2 anymore. That's a 9. This is 3. This is 1. Have I ruled out 9, 6, 4 there? Yes, because the 6 can't repeat. Yes, that's fine. So now we know that the parrot ratio is the 3 ratio, and this is a 1, 3, 9 set. And now we can actually just crack on. This has the 2 in the middle of a 1, 4 pair. No, no. Mark, why are you so daft? This was never. Okay, I'm going to nip back to the start and do this correctly with the right digits in the central box. I've corrected them so many times. I've corrected them to the wrong thing every single time because I'm an absolute amateur. Right. These were going to be a 139 and a 248. I worked that out very carefully with the aid memoir. 139 and 248 do have 3 and 4 in the middle, and 1, 9 and 2 and 8 on the outside. So actually I think I did them right once, and then I corrected them to the wrong thing, and then I corrected them back to the right thing. Right, now we can just recap all the same logic. This is a 5, 6, 7 set. This digit on the owl, no, on the peacock has a ratio with this through the owl, which has to be a repeatable ratio and is therefore 2, 3 or 1.5. And this digit can't be 5 or 7, but it's on the peacock, so it has to be 6. That is fine. This digit is the 5 or 7. I am going to colour it green again. I'm going to get rid of these colours again. Right, that's fine. Now the peacocks are always, the doves and the peacocks both have green on, so we can colour some cells green here. That one, and then that one on the dove. Now the dodos always have green, so that dodo has a green, and this cell isn't green, that one is. This digit is the 6. All of this is just as valid as it was a moment ago. The doves are going with a pink cell. That's 4 of them straight away, because 5 and 7, which is the green digit, doesn't have a multiple or a factor, and it can't therefore have a different ratio pair. This is a 6 on the peacock, this is a 6 on the peacock. We've got a 6, there we go. And now I've done this. It didn't take long to put them correct. And the 6 in this box is now in one of those digits. But let's do this owl first of all. So this digit could be 9, 3 or 2, but it can't be the middly number from 139, so it can't be that. Now we are going either 2, 4, 8 or 9, 3, 1 up the pipe. And this, therefore we now know the owl ratio is 3 or 1.5. This is either 4, 6, 9 or 1, 3, 9. And this is where we learn where 6 is placed in this box. It's got to be there. So now we know the owl ratio is 4, 6, 9, as it is down here. That tells us that the parrot ratio is 3, and this is a 3, 1, 9 pair. And now I feel a lot more comfortable doing these digits in the central box because they're right. That 4 corrects this to a 9 and this to a 4. Green, grow, the rushes hoe. One of those is green. Now, I don't think this can be green because the only ratio green... yeah, the parrot ratio is an integer ratio, and 5 to 7, an integer ratio of 3, in fact. 5 to 7 can't have an integer ratio of 3 there, so that's not green. These two are definitely green, 5 or 7, And there must be one left to put in the grid, and it's here. That's all the green's done. Now pink is on the duck, which is quite interesting. No, not very interesting. It's one of these digits. 1, 2, 3, 8, or 9. Well, it can't be 9 down here. And it can't be 1 or 3 here. So pink is now 2 or 8. Interesting. This dodo digit is there and there. It must be the same in both cases. And repeats in these cells. So it's either the other one out of 5, 7, or it's 1 or 9, but it can't be 1 or 9 in this cell. It sees them both. So it is the other one out of 5, 7. So that deserves a colour too. We'll make it dark blue, and there's another one in the centre. And in this column, the digits we've got left at the top, we need a 6 actually in the column, and we can place it. Then this digit is 2 or 8. It's different from pink, but we've already used the 3 to 1 ratio, haven't we, here? I don't think the penguin can be another 3 to 1 ratio. Although, maybe there wasn't anything to say that different birds were different fractions. Okay, well, we'll just shelve that for now. This digit is a naked single. It sees 1, 4, 6, 5, 7, 9 in the box, 2, 8 in the row. That is a 3. This is a 2, 8 pair. And the duck is a ratio of 2. The duck is an ordinary ratio of 2. 2 or 8 must connect to 1 or 4, and it can't be 4. So that's a 1, that's a 2. We now know that pink is a 2. And the dove ratio is either 2 to 5 or 2 to 7. Can't really decide, can't really care. This penguin digit, though, is an 8. So this ratio is 3 to 4. We've got 2 penguins up here. One must be 6, 8. And the other must be 3, 4. That was the example given that it might be pelicans. It turned out pelicans turned into penguins in the actual puzzle. Now, how are we doing on greens and blues? I mean, we're racing along in a way. This is a 3 ratio that we haven't touched. Oh, we've got flamingos, and there's a 9 here, and a 2 or 8 here. Right, since the 9 is connecting in this cell to, well, 4, 5, 7, or 8. Then I'm going to say that I feel this digit has to be 9. Let me just try and justify that in some peculiar way. These ratios, 9 to 4, 9 to 5, 9 to 7, and 9 to 8, they can't have any replicants. They're not whole numbers or regular numbers. I mean, how do I know that? I know it because 4 ninths, 5 ninths, 7 ninths, and 8 ninths can't apply to any other number in the Sudoku universe. Obviously, that number would have to be divisible by 3, but none of these will allow that to be an integer. So this must be the unique flamingo ratio, 9 to one of these numbers. So these numbers have to be the same, and they must be 8s. And the flamingo ratio is 8 to 9, which is a bit of a shock because that's an unusual ratio, but I suppose no more unusual than 5 to 7 or anything like that. So the flamingo ratio is always 8 to 9. Oh, this digit's a 2. I mean, this must be Sudoku virtually from now on. We've looked at almost all the birds. Right, let's see what we can fill in. There, 8 there, 8 there. There is an 8 on this dot, and it's there. This digit can't be 9, so this is an 8, 7 dot. Now we know that green is 5, blue is 7. I'm going to get rid of the blue because it's just the number 7 now. Now let's try and complete this row. We've got an 8 in one of those cells. Now I can't complete that row. 6, 9, 8, 3, 5, 2, 1, 4, 7 in this box. That 1 is looking at the 9 in this. 9 in the center. That gives me 1. That gives me 9 and 8 on the flamingo. That gives me 8 and a 2 on the duck, which makes this either 1 or 4 above it. Not certain yet. Now, this parrot can't have a 6 on or a 9. So it's got to be a 1-3 pair, and that sorts out the duck. This is not the normal terms. This can't be 6 or 7, so it's a naked 9. Then I can fill in 6 and 7 in the row. These aren't the normal terms I talk about Sudoku in. Now I can do the duck. 1, 7 there. Right, but this is going well. 7, 6, 8, 5, 2. This is a 1 and 4 in row 4. That's a 6. We've got a 2-3 pair that I should, but yes, I do know how they go. Because, of course, 2 is pink. I'd forgotten that 2 was pink. We can put all the pinks in and populate them with 2s now. Right, down this far column, we've got 4 and 9, 3 and 1. Across the bottom, we need a 3 here, naked. Then a 6, the only place it can go. Then a 4-7 pair. In this column, we need an 8. This must be a 4 because it sees a 7. That sorts out the 7-4 pair. Now I've got 1 and 7 in this row. I've got, what else going on in box 1? 2, 4, 5, 8, 6. We need a 7. Oh, why isn't that box easier? Let's do this column. 9 and 8. Yeah, that's easy. Then we've got 1, 3, 4 down here. That one sees the penguins 3 and 4. So that is going to sort out our last remaining uncertainties. In fact, I can fill in the penguins 3 and 4. 9. And we don't get a 3 in the corner, but we do have a peacock in the corner instead. And that's a 7, and that's a 3, and that is the ornithological adjacency of J. rosace. Touché! And it's a very nice puzzle. I like the graphics as much as anything else. I like the ornithology. I could recognize all the birds. You can correct me if I got any of them wrong. Lovely stuff. Thank you, J. rosace, and thank you for watching. It's always a pleasure to be with you on the channel, and I hope to see you again soon. Bye for now.